A Kansas State University professor has filed a lawsuit against the university in the U.S. District Court of Kansas, alleging discrimination and retaliation on the basis of sex. In a complaint filed Monday, Dr. Harlan Weaver, a professor in the Department of Gender, Women, and Sexuality Studies, says he was disproportionately treated by the university and two faculty members, now in other departments, because of his sex and gender identity. Weaver, a transgender man, says in March 2022 he was scheduled to have a hysterectomy and a post-surgical recovery period of 6 to 8 weeks. He claims he made necessary arrangements with the university to have his job duties taken care of while in recovery. However, Weaver says he received communication shortly after surgery from a supervisor questioning the arrangements, requesting further medical documentation, and pressuring him to return to work sooner than the recommended recovery time. Weaver says the university took no meaningful action to address or prevent the discrimination against him on the basis of sex or the retaliation for engaging the protected act of filing a complaint for differential treatment. Weaver is seeking $300,000 in damages, including back pay and benefits, attorney fees, and an injunctive relief. Motorists should soon see some reprieve from traffic congestion in North Manhattan. City officials recently installed a new traffic signal on a 287-foot truss at Kimball and Dennison Avenues. City engineer Brian Johnson says crews are close to fully reopening that intersection.
We think here within the next week or two, that signal of that intersection will be live, so that obviously will help for a lot of traffic from graduation. We're hoping to make graduation have that intersection open.
He says that should take some traffic pressure off of Marlatt Avenue.
I know Marlatt's really busy right now with the KDOT work going up on the roundabout, so we're hoping to pull some traffic off Marlatt and down to Kimball also.
Kimball has mostly been open to just east-west traffic at that intersection since August. The Signal project began the final phase of the ongoing North Campus Corridor project last month. The executive director of Wareham Hall presented an update this week to the Historic Resources Board about ongoing renovations at the Opera House. Blade Magis says the project recently completed the purchase of property at 414 Points Avenue, which is the four-story building adjacent to the Wareham.
We had a set of plans that, for those that might recall, we were originally leasing the former art gallery space above Manhattan Brewing Company. We were going to fold that space into the theater. Since then, we flipped, and basically everything that we had been drawing was almost useless, because when you add 18,000 usable square feet, you sort of rethink everything.
The improvements are said to be community forward, including a new wheelchair ramp and first-floor bathrooms. Part of the remodel includes increasing seat density in the balcony and a secondary venue in the basement. Magis says the fourth floor is expected to be converted into short-term rentals.
This would allow us to do, this lodging component allows us to offer things like residency programs. So if we want to bring in somebody for 2 weeks to be in Manhattan, Kansas, they can actually be staying right there at the venue.
Magis says the entire Wareham overhaul is targeted for completion in winter 2027.
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
Are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. K-State baseball is in Provo to open a crucial weekend road series tonight against BYU. The Wildcats are 12-9 in Big 12 play. That's good for 6th going into the weekend, but they're trying to buck their April trends, having batted just .237 over the month and having been dinged for a 6.05 ERA. The Cats will be looking to pick up their first road win since April 2nd at Wichita State. Jacob Freist goes to the mound tonight for the Cats. Peyton Gubler for BYU. Coverage at 7 on News Radio KMAN. Royals left-hander Noah Cameron took a no-hitter into the 7th in his Major League debut, and Vinny Pasquantino homered as the Royals blanked the Tampa Bay Rays 3-0 last night. Seth Lugo takes the mound today as Kansas City tries to sweep the series. The Rays will counter with Shane Baz. Coverage beginning at 11:30 this morning on News Radio KMAN. For the 3rd time in the last 4 seasons and the 10th time in program history, K-State men's golf is headed to the postseason. The Wildcats were selected as the number 10 seed for the Bremerton Regional. The top 5 teams advanced to the NCAA championship. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.